Due to unforeseen circumstances, I've had to come down from the mountains for a few days. But every time I'm here, I think about my first journey to the Philippines. This is my untold story. I realised I've never really told the story of how I got here, or how I got to Cateel, especially. And now the chainsaw's stopped next door. It's been going for 4 days. So, yeah, this is going to be me sat watching it, looking at a camera. And occasionally I found some of my photos from previous years. I'm going to stick them up on the screen so you can have a look. Not going to be a usual vlog, but we can't do that all the time, can we? Why did I come here in the first place? I mean, a lot of people can assume lots of things. So I came here in February 2016, 23. I'd been working in Australia for a couple of years. My visa was up. I thought, okay, let's go traveling for a couple of years. Let's see how we go. So from Australia, I went to Vietnam, and there I had a good friend there who told me, oh, February, that's a good month to go to the Philippines. I just wanted to see the world, anywhere in the world. I hadn't really thought specifically, I'm going to go to the Philippines. I ended up booking flights there to here. Then it was the 3rd of February, just after midnight. First thing I remember on that flight is people were so friendly and happy to see me go in there and just, hey, no, you first. I remember I sat next to these 2 older guys. They were dressed in the Muslim garb. I remember this very well. We had a chat, asked about some things, and they asked me, are you planning to go to Mindanao? And I said, I don't know. And they said, don't. And I thought, that's interesting. Because I had some sort of understanding of the conflict and whatever else was going on. So that was very interesting. Okay, the first thing that everyone does when they arrive in Manila, find a taxi. I mean, if there's any way worse than that to welcome people to a country, it's by throwing the taxis at them. Oh man. I got scammed by a taxi the minute I landed in Vietnam. So at this point, I was a photographer. Not a very good, not a professional, just amateur. I was just doing whatever. And just going by with life, at that age. I had some savings. I didn't have any dependents or anything like that. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to travel. I've loved traveling. I always loved traveling. It's my favorite thing ever. But taxis. Anyway, first of all, someone wanted to do a private car for 2,200, and they said, oh, it's negotiable. I just laughed. And I found I think I found the coupon stand. And I was staying in the Pink Hostel in Vito Cruz. And I like Manila. Actually, I walked around Manila. I just wandered around in the rain, which now I know why people were staring at me. It's not because of this. Just why on earth are you wandering around in the rain? That's a very weird thing to do, which it is. Now I realise. I walked from Vito Cruz to Makati. Why on earth did I do that? Stupid idea. Yeah, let's wander around, and I realised I quite like Manila. People told me I'll hate Manila, and I thought I actually quite like this place. I remember I was walking through the back streets, these tricycle, the kids, hey, and I thought, the warmth of the people was that was right away. And at this point, I'd flown here for a month. I had flights booked out for exactly 28 days after my arrival. I wasn't planning on staying longer, but I wanted to go up to the rice terraces. And it was February, and that's not the month you go to the rice terraces. It was 12 degrees or something. So I was looking around trying to find the bus. And the hostel said, oh, we'll do it for 800. And I read online, oh, you can get it for 600. So I then spent more than the 200 pesos difference, plus a whole day. And I finally found the ticket office in España. Why do I remember all these places? It's great. Day and whatever I spent, that was worth it. I mean, I like stuff like that, just wandering around. I went in the Save More in near España and changed money. So it's coming back to me now. The next day, I woke up in the hostel. My laptop was missing from my bag in my locker. Only my laptop. I was thinking to myself, wait, I went out drinking last night, but it was gone. I don't know where it was gone. Don't know. I went to the police station, who were very nice and said they'd investigate. I still remember the police report I have, which I gave to the insurance, and then the insurance, travel insurance, I'm not going to say who, bunged me off basically. And I have certain opinions about insurance, and I'm not going to put that on YouTube. He printed off this police report, and I remember the text was all in lime green, and I thought, can I submit this? And luckily, I had all of my photos backed up on memory cards. Just had a look at the screen. I've been talking about Manila for 10 minutes. I don't know who talks about Manila for 10 minutes. Well, the bus was at 7:38. Okay, so I went out at just before 6. That was not enough time. Okay, so first of all, I tried finding Jeeps up, and I saw these UB Express things. I thought, what's that? I don't know what that is. So in the end, I just found a taxi. I went, oh, España. He said, how much? It's España. I don't know, 250. 250 because, of course, nobody goes by the meter in rush hour in Manila. That was Manila traffic, and I thought, oh, got on the bus just about. Worst night's sleep ever. I hate night buses. Ended up in Banawi. Banawi's nice, but it was blooming cold. It kept raining. I took a trike down to Hapao. I remember that. That was fun. Came up the next day. I went over to Batad. Batad's an absolutely beautiful place. Really, really beautiful part of the world. Really like that place. And it's those days now I think, oh, if I had a drone. Oh, if only. Oh yeah, I forgot to charge my camera battery before going to Batad, didn't I? That was clever. Oh yeah, because none of the rooms in Banawi have power sockets. You have to go down to the restaurant and pay for them. I remember that, yeah. Weird times. Anyway, from there, I went to Sagada, and Sagada's, oh yeah, it is. It's one of my favourite places. I really, really like Sagada. I went caving, and in the process realised I'm kind of claustrophobic. Never, ever again. The cave connection thing. It was like 3 hours down there. And seeing the light that's the best thing ever. Wow, yes. I just like the vibes of Sagada. It's cool. And I remember the tourism's organised. It's not hawker. Then I came down the Halsema Highway. And I remember people saying it's the death highway. It's up there. And I remember driving down it thinking, this is all right. And then I realised, yeah, this was a dirt road before. Not so fun. Beautiful part of the world, you know. And it's, I love the mountains. Baguio. Can't remember what I did in Baguio. What did I do? I ate bulalo for the first time. Yes, I did. I ate bulalo for the first time. It was near the hotel. The next day, I said, okay, I decided I want to go down to Bicol. And for some crazy reason, I decided I was going to do Baguio to Bicol, Legazpi, in one go on buses. So I went to one terminal, and I couldn't work out what was going on. In the end, I paid for the VIP bus. I immediately saw, that's the regular bus, because I never used to go around on VIP buses. I was a backpacker. I was Coriput. Got into Manila. Someone tried to offer me a job in Manila. I was like these flyer things. I was like, no. And then, so I walked from, I went to Cubao to Araneta, went there. Got on another bus to Bicol, and I got halfway through, and I had to ask the driver. I said, can I get to my bag? I want to put some jeans on and a jacket? And that's when I discovered that overnight buses here have aircon it shouldn't go that cold. It should not go that cold. Aircon's not designed to go that cold, I think. Then I went to, where did I go? I went ATVing, didn't I? At Mount Mayon. So interesting fact of the day. The guy who owned the ATV company was a seaman before. A couple of years later, I found out he sent me a message saying, oh, do you know who this guy is? I saw your photo in his cover photo. It's my father-in-law. They used to work on the same ship, which made me laugh. And then we sang videoke and drank Emperador. So the next day was another day where I decided to do something totally ridiculous travel-wise. And I should have known better. I mean, at this point, I've been travelling, especially in Asia, for long enough that I should know that these journeys are not a good idea. However, so the ferry from Calbayog in Samar to Cebu is at 7 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. Or it was at that point. I remember this much. Bear in mind, I was in Legazpi, and it was 9 o'clock in the morning or something, and I was thinking about going to Calbayog, which is not a very clever idea at all. Got a bus down to Sorsogon, and then a jeepney all the way down to Matnog. Anyone who's been to Matnog will know what I say when Matnog slowed me down a bit. Good timing for the chainsaw to start up again. I'm going to carry this on when the chainsaw... Come on, stop. Okay, the chainsaw stopped. Let's hope long may it continue. I think I arrived at Matnog at about... Now there's a curtain coming for me. At about 1:30. So I said to myself, okay, I can still make this boat for 7:30 p.m. So but the problem is, I think I waited until blooming 3 o'clock until blooming chainsaws, they shouldn't be allowed in Poblacion. Silence once more. Okay, so I ended up arriving in Allen, the other side, at just gone 5. And all these tricycle drivers here. I say lots of things about tricycle drivers, however, they were very nice and helpful. So they told me there's no more vans going to Calbayog, you have to hitch a ride. It ended up hitching in a truck, which unfortunately I don't have pictures of, which is a great shame. It was night, dark, went through all kinds of checkpoints, stopped at checkpoints, and the window goes down and it's me there. So we asked him when we got in, he said, how long will it take to get to Calbayog? And he said, oh, maybe 3 hours. Oh no. Oh. And that was pivotal. This cat is very noisy. Of course, I drove past the ferry port and I looked in, no, the boat's gone. I've been in the country for 10 days, 2 weeks. Something along those lines. Calbayog, slept there overnight. And I always said to myself, I'll go back to Samar one day. And I never have, so I will go back. Now I make videos for a living, that's something I can do soon. I mean, 2016, but I knew Yolanda was still fresh. And so I said, okay, let's try to go down to Tacloban. So I took a van down there to Tacloban. And Tacloban was, it was still suffering. And I just remember very, very much on the faces of the people. The vibe there at that point was, even though they'd recovered, was, you could see the pain in their eyes, you know? At this point, I realised 1 month's not going to be enough, is it? I changed my flights. I extended my visa in Tacloban office, which very friendly, very quick, done, boom, here you go. Another month. But with that, I went to Biliran Island, which, very nice place. And it's where I got my first flat tyre. The first time I got a nail in the tyre of a scooter. Little was I to know that it would be my number 4 complained about thing. My last night, I went down to this beach for sunset, and I just had this whole family of people came out just to watch me taking photos of the sunset. And then when I left, they said, come back soon. And this is when something started ticking me, and I said, wait, people here are very, very nice, aren't they? To feel welcomed in a place it makes a huge difference. Okay, so from there, I continued on my tour of unusual places. No, I didn't. I went on another wild journey, didn't I? I said, oh, I could go to Siargao, couldn't I? Still thinking I'll just be here for like 2 months and I've got the rest of the country to see. This was like a 28-hour journey I did. And then I realised the Bachelor Express terminal, buses that I've been on many times since. I never took pictures of anything like regular, did I? It was all really artistic. It's something I've had to learn, just the mundane stuff. It's interesting, it's good memories. But yeah, so that was at 6 p.m. Well, I sat next to someone from Dinagat who I think was trying to preach to me or something. But he was very nice, and helped me out. So we got down to the port he told me, don't buy a ticket to Surigao City, buy a ticket to San Ricardo or Benito, whatever the port is. He said, buy it there, it's cheaper. I said, okay, so I did that. I remember the bus was flying down the roads, as I know about Bachelor Express now, that's what they do. Flying down these roads from 6 p.m, and the last boat was at 8 o'clock. But then we stopped for dinner. Then we arrived at 8:30. So the next boat's at 4 o'clock in the morning. I stepped on the concrete floor, got up at some hour, did whatever, which is much easier as a foot passenger, by the way. You try taking cars on ferries. That's Surigao City, took a jeepney, possibly, in there. And again, I realised, so I arrived at 6:30. I was in the city at 7. All the boats left at 6:30. So we had the same thing again, where nothing goes. So I had to wait until 2 p.m. Either way, I met some nice people on there who said, oh, share our van when we get to the... So I shared the van, and then I jumped off wherever and found a motorbike. So I ended up in this like 250 peso a night dorm right opposite Cloud9. I remember I went back, there was a little barbecue place next door. I liked Siargao back then. It was nice. You go to the boardwalk, there's nobody else there. at sunset. It wasn't busy at all. It was just vibes, you know. I wandered around a bit on the motorbike. I rented a motorbike. Didn't ever use the surf rack on it. Just went all over the islands. Just thought I'm gonna have a little look around because this is like my second island I've been on. I'm actually on islands in the Philippines and not on the main ones. Okay, good. Okay, so I went to the port the next day. Got on the Roro, Montenegro. When I was on that boat, some guys who I think they worked for aid agencies or something told me something quite interesting, which was they told me Cagayan de Oro, level 1, no problem. Davao, level 1, no problem. No problem. Then they said Jensan's okay. They said Jensan, Lake Cebu. They said you can go there. That's okay. Then I got on a van to Butuan. And in Butuan, I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to Cagayan. And then I think they must have heard Tagum from me because I ended up on a van going there. I was looking at the map, just like, oh, I'm on the wrong van, aren't I? Okay, whatever. But I hadn't booked anything, so I said, okay, fine. So Davao it was. Davao, okay. Got a van to Davao, messaged a friend who, when I was travelling before in Bangkok, was working in the hostel and was the first person who showed me, oh, this is the Philippines. Oh, this is Davao. People say it's in Mindanao, it's not safe, but Davao's okay, it's fine. So I sent a message, oh, I didn't know you were coming. I said, I didn't know either. So yeah, but I thought, okay, I'm just passing through a couple of days. Because the reason I went this way was because I wanted to come here, to this place right here, to Boli. Because I'd seen this photo, from plane I think it was, of Lake Holon. And I was just like, whoa, I want to go there. I went to the tourism office and met, the head of tourism, Riddell. He's still there. Met David, who was the Lake Holon supervisor at the time. Apparently everyone else was afraid because they didn't want to speak English. They stayed in a resort called SARS. So, not a name you want right now, is it? I remember I woke up the next morning just like vomiting. I'm like, oh, what on earth's going on? And then, but I pushed through. I went up to Holon, which was probably a bad idea. But yeah, there we go. Came back down, and David was just like, no. Well, stay for Fiesta. It was Seslong Festival. After a couple of weeks, yeah, I was good. I went up on the stage at the festival, didn't I? I went up, just saw, there must have been like 5,000 people. However many people fit in that park there. And I just went, I don't know what to say here at all. I was like, English? No English. No language at all. The mayor told me to go up, didn't he? Yeah. If only there was a photo of that somewhere. I wish there was. I'm going to do that again sometime, but I'll speak Bisaya. I should learn Ilonggo, shouldn't I? Speak Ilonggo. No, I should learn Tabodi. I should really learn Tabodi. I'm going to use all those Tabodi words that I've... Bongulotot. Except I'm trying to lose my stomach, so... Don't know. Anyway, after a while I said, okay, I'll carry on travelling around. I went back to... At this point I knew I'm probably going to stay for a while. And there was a guy I'd met in the hostel who was like, oh, no, just stick around. You can stay around for a few months. Because I was thinking I could do with like 3 months to set up my photography, make a business and so on and so forth. And so in the end I signed up 1 year lease, didn't I, for a house. I remember the culture shock of, oh, I'm living in a foreign place now. Oh, okay. It was difficult for a while because I didn't really have any friends. But yeah, okay, so in the end I did make friends. And I met my wife, my now wife, and the rest was history. So my 3 months of staying turned into indefinite. So I used my money, my travel money in the end on, I bought a Jeepney, converted it, and turned it into this little food truck mobile bar in Davao. You know, it made me an income. Not big, something. After that I had to go home for a while. I had to fix my bank accounts and so on and so forth. Things didn't work out really. So yeah, I took it off. I used it for a couple of events afterwards. I painted the inside, which is very, very nice, by the way. I think I'm going to use it in the future sometime in the right place, because where it was before just wasn't the right place. Then I tried a couple more things over the years, none of which worked out. All of which gave me headaches, quite frankly. And that's life until... How did I end up in Cateel? I had a friend who introduced me to a friend who was from Boston. And so over the course of a few months, just got to know each other and so on and so forth. I first went there looking at abaca because, one fact, I think half of the world's abaca goes to the UK. So I said, maybe I can work this out somehow and also support the communities as well, because I don't do everything for myself. That's quite important for me. But I like building things, creating things, saying, oh, look, had this effect. I don't like to just go, oh, this is my bank account. It's not my thing, you know? And then this guy's uncle was setting a fish pond. So I looked at the numbers for crabs. I went, even with expected mortality and so on and so forth, I went, oh, that's pretty good going, eh? Turns out it's not as easy as you think. Yeah, that's the first time I met Kulas was then. And then the lockdown happened. And I was stuck there for 3.5 months. I didn't go back to Davao. That was difficult. You know, I've tried a lot of things in the Philippines and mostly have not been so great. But there's one thing that keeps me here and keeps me coming back. It's friendly, welcoming, smiling people, and that's why I kept extending my visa in the first place. Well, apart from the fact I missed the ferries to Cebu, but yeah, man, nice to share that. I might go and cry now.